Welcome back. It is yours truly, Nick of Movie AV Impulse. And yes, I am wearing this today because it is my special guest's favorite movie of 2022. So I figured I'd give him a little nod to his favorite movie. Anyways, we're going over my top 5 and Jay from Absolute Sublime 1. If you have not subscribed to him, please do so. And if you're not subscribed to me, I don't know why you're not. Hit that link below. Anyways, we will be back with our top 5. But first, let's get into that intro. Welcome back from my top 5 and Jay's top 5. And this one is pretty much strictly for the horror fans. I will have something next week, a little bit something for you softer side people. But today we are going over our top 5 slasher movies in the horror genre. No year specific, no nothing. This is not scripted. Jay just made his list, sent me it, and I made my list, and he does not know what I picked. So after Jay is done, make sure you stick around to get my top 5 and see how crazy different they are, because these are two different sides of the horror genre that we really dug into and didn't even really mean to do it like that. So without further ado, Jay, take it away.
Thanks, Nick, for having me on here for your top 5 favorite slashers. And this is going to be my top 5. And let's go ahead and get into it. At the number 5 spot is Just Before Dawn. This is the prototypical backwoods slasher movie. Brad Fiddel's score, and especially like that theme track, is so haunting to me. I love this one. It's about a group of campers that don't listen to the park ranger and the warnings, which is, you know, a trope, but you can kind of tell what's going to happen from there. They're stalked and picked off one by one. But I love the reveal here. I love the climax. It's so awesome and memorable. And a really good cast here, too. You've got Greg Henry and George Kennedy. But the one actress for me really was amazing to me. Jamie Rose. Loved her character. And this is directed by Jeff Lieberman, who directed Squirm and Satan's Little Helper, which I love both of those movies, too. And at the number 4 spot is Wes Craven's classic, The Hills Have Eyes, one of my favorite 70s horror movies. In fact, all of these ones are from 70s and early 80s. I think the latest one is 1982. So a lot of earlier slasher movies here, but this is a classic, and it's about a family that their car breaks down in the middle of the desert, and these inbred cannibals essentially come and terrorize them, and they have to fight to survive. One of the things that I really like about this one compared to the remake, which I think is incredible, the remake has great gore, but for me, I like the characters better here. Even Michael Berryman right here, who's just iconic in that role, Pluto, and then Dee Wallace, and then some of the other actors who weren't as well known really shine too. And just a 70s classic horror movie, a Wes Craven classic, and then just an all-time slasher classic for me. Love this one so friggin' much. Just nasty, dirty, gritty, raw, and unrelenting and brutal. And the number 3 spot is My Bloody Valentine. A lot of these ones were remade, but the originals shine for me. And I feel like some of these ones should have more in their line, especially My Bloody Valentine. There should be sequels here. And The Miner is a horror slasher icon. Harry Warden, The Miner, and of course, a great Valentine's Day and holiday slasher movie right here. Definitely the best for Valentine's Day. But this is a great Canadian horror movie, and just, again, another really atmospheric one. The Miner coming back and, you know, killing the townsfolk, and some great iconic kills in here. I remember for a long time, you couldn't find the unedited version, and they released it finally. And now there's been several different releases, but just a classic right here. And at my number 2 spot is The House on Sorority Row. I love this one so freaking much. Another one that's had a remake. And then look at that. Oh, I love the climax to this. It's basically about girls in a sorority and the house mom not wanting them to have a party. And then there's a prank that goes horribly wrong. There's some tropes here for sure, but I feel like this one is just a really fun, entertaining ride. And then the way that it plays out is so awesome. Some great kills here, and just a super entertaining 80s slasher movie. And this poster is just so iconic to me. I actually have this poster. I want to get it framed. I love the heck out of that one. That was always drew my eye ever since I was a kid. So I love this one. And again, towards the end, the climax right there, so awesome. And my number one favorite slasher movie of all time is Tourist Trap, another great 70s one. This is directed by David Schmoller, who also directed the first Puppet Master movie. He's also done Crawl Space, some other really good ones. But this one is so uber creepy to me. This is one of those ones that really creeped me out a lot as a kid. You can see on the back, dolls and mannequins especially freak me out. This is a supernatural slasher movie. The slasher here has telekinetic powers. Chuck Connor's playing Mr. Slauson, and you got a bevy of beautiful babes in here, alliteration for you, including Tanya Roberts. And again, the mannequins, super freaky, and Chuck Connors was so awesome in this role. I absolutely love this one. It is another just weird, creepy one that will stay with you long after viewing. So a lot of these ones have to do with a group of friends that, get stranded somewhere and get, stalked and have to fight to survive. That's a running theme. And while a lot of these ones have some, typical cliches and tropes, I feel like they all stand out in this subgenre for slashers. And again, a lot of these ones earlier, 70s, early 80s. Latest one was 1982 here. So there you go. They're my top 5 favorite slasher movies. Thank you again, Nick, for having me be a part of this. I really do appreciate it. You rock, and I definitely love these top 5 segments. Keep them going.
Thank you, Jay, for your top 5. And now it's time for my top 5. And by the way, 2 of those movies I haven't seen yet, Jay, so I might need to borrow those from you. Just mail them in to me. You know what I mean. Anyways, thank you. I look forward to working with you a lot more. Next time we are going to try to go live, so it's a little bit, different. Anyways, here's my top 5, and watch how crazy this one gets. Coming in at number 5, Terrifier. Who didn't love that clown running around town and slashing everybody? Number 4, Dr. Giggles, because it was a good time every time you went to the doctors. Number 3, Spree. And before you say anything, make sure you go on Hulu and watch this movie first, because I really enjoyed this one. Go watch it. You won't regret it. Number 2, of course, Christian Bale's classic movie, American Psycho. Who knew that at the end of this movie, it was all in his head? An honorable mention before I get to my number 1 top pick is going to be Satan's Little Helper. Yes, it is a B movie, but I think it was phenomenally done. And if you haven't seen Satan's Little Helper, go check it out. And at number 1, the man of the hour, the one that can't nobody top, in my opinion, we're talking Freddy Krueger. That's right. And if you paid attention in the background of Jay, you'll see the sweater, Freddy Krueger's sweater, on his chair. But he didn't plan that, and neither did I. But that is pretty funny that he sent me that video. Freddy is just the man that's been slashing your dreams ever since, because he gets you the one place that you can't escape. So if you think of a better slasher movie than that one, you let me know. Anyways, those are our top 5, but you got 10. And if you haven't seen any of those movies, make sure you go check them out and leave your comments down below. Which ones are your top 5? Anyways, I'm signing off, and I will see you Sunday. Make sure you come back.